What's up, squad? So it's Sunday, and Sundays are reset day for the rig. We're here in Bozeman, Montana, knocking out some laundry. We'll swing by the grocery store, restock the fridge. I don't want to put too much in there because we are on the way back home to refit the rig with new suspension. So I'll probably have about 2 weeks down there in Florida. But we'll have to grease everything up. Like I said, we're doing laundry now. I got the oil change prior to leaving Kent, Washington, so should be good until we get back to Florida. Other than that, let's see what goes down to reset the rig. All right, next thing while laundry's going, most of you guys know I've run the ARC articulating hitch. With it being an articulating hitch and it being able to rotate side to side, up and down, and full rotation, it's got multiple grease points. We hit it each time. These grease points actually grease inside the fitting here, inside this joint, and also on top of the ball. So we'll go ahead and knock that out, get it ready. Normally just a couple squirts do the job because we do it so often. The grease doesn't really wear out, or so it only takes a couple pumps, and then we'll move on to the suspension, which is obviously our problem child right now. So keeping it well lubricated and the hubs lubricated is key. But let's go ahead and knock out this ARC. Also, when I'm doing this, I take the pressure off of it. I got the jack leg down just so we can get grease in there. Back cap came to me shipped broken, but nonetheless it does what it needs. But we'll give a couple pumps in the main piece here, and you see it starting to ooze out a little bit. I use this little mini grease gun, saves a little bit more space, and of course right in the middle of this video we run out of grease, but we'll put a new canister in, which I got a couple more, and I just picked some more up from Ace. It's just these Lucas little mini tubes, but quick, compact. We find that it works best for our application. Nothing really needs to be awkwardly put in. So, but yeah, let's swap out the tube and keep going. All right, another Sunday fun day event. So we're got to grease the Timbren suspension. It's got a grease fitting right in here. We'll fill it up, and that is greasing our pin here that has the plastic bushings in it that you saw me replace in a previous video. We'll go ahead and knock that one out, and then we'll switch over to the hubs, and we'll knock those out next. All right, next up on Maintenance Sunday is our trailer bearings. So these are cool because it's kind of like a bearing buddy. This center input shaft goes all the way through the spindle and greases the inner and outer at the same time. You just keep them packed, and you'll see it start to come out, but like right there at the top, so you start to ooze out, and that way we keep fresh grease in those bearings. We run these trailers pretty hard, so keeping them properly lubricated is pretty key. And there's a dust cap that goes on here that just gets popped off with a dead blow. So we'll continue on. All right, so moving on to the front end of the Jeep. We've got obviously grease fittings and some of the bars and the bushings here. We did go to ball joint deletes, so I no longer have a maintenance item here. They are pretty amazing. They're tight. It goes back to like a kingpin style of just a bearing inside of there. It's a contained unit, so there's no real maintenance there. But yeah, we'll just go through. We'll hit all the grease points and keep everything operating smoothly. Well, today we found out we got a pinhole leak in one of our boots here. So reach out to Apex Chassis and see if they can swap that out or whatever. Like I said, I mean, lubrication on something like an off-road vehicle is pretty key. So keeping it properly lubricated, and a leaking boot like that is just going to cause problems and not help maintain the proper amount of grease that needs to be in that joint. But yeah, we'll reach out to Apex and see if they can help us out. And this, guys, is why we do it weekly. I got a bolt backing out on a cross member for this skid plate for the transfer case. So we caught it. You don't catch things like this unless you do your trip inspections and your maintenance. I'm not the greatest at a pre-trip inspection. Obviously, I'm not DOT and I'm not driving a tractor trailer, but weekly checks catch things like this. We'll tighten that up, and then we'll go ahead and grease the drivetrain while we're down here. All right, so we're about to jump under there, throw that bolt that we found loose in there. I got a confession. I go to the drive-through oil changes because, quite frankly, I don't want to carry the equipment to change my own oil on the road, and then have to worry about disposing of the oil. So those guys are supposed to hit all these grease points, and I have them check the fluid and the diffs and stuff. I just had the diff fluids changed again. But keep in mind that most of them are high school kids or just out of high school. They never hit the grease points. So take the time, do your maintenance, grease the fittings. Again, like, I know exactly who left that bolt loose, because I know when they took that belly pan off last, was in Flagstaff. So they obviously didn't torque it back down, and it's walked back off. So we'll throw it back in there, snug it up, and go get our stuff out of the dryer, and then head over to Walmart, meet up with Simper Gumby, and refit on a little bit of groceries. We've already topped off on water. Before we left ex-Overland, they had water points. So we're sitting right about 22 gallons of water. I'm not filling the propane tanks, just due to the fact that we have a new setup that's going to go on there that have already made it back to the house in Florida. So we'll be running those dry, and hopefully not too dry, and we'll get some more cooks and a couple more showers out of it, and then refit with fuel. I got to fill one of the Rotapacks up because we ran the generator for a couple days at ex-Overland to keep the AC running for the pup and keep the battery bank charged. But let's go grab our stuff from the dryer, and we'll press on. All right, so walking out of the laundromat, laundry's done. One word of advice is obviously do a reset day, set a day aside and do it. And take the time to fold your clothes. I know it sounds petty, and everybody hates to do it, but most every laundromat has a folding table. Take the extra 5 minutes, fold your clothes. It goes a long way in organization in your rig. Me personally, I still have the military mindset, and I roll all my stuff still, so it saves up space. And but yeah, unless you're Sarah Foss, which she did a video similar to this, where she mentioned like she has a love of folding clothes. I don't think anybody else loves to fold clothes. Also, if you don't know who Sarah Foss is, go check her out on Instagram. She's a full-time life van fitness enthusiast. She's way too fit of a lifestyle that I would ever want to live, but good on her, man. I follow her because she's got a Vizsla. And we share similar stories, but yeah, go over and check her page out. She's got some really good information and breaks down, van life, so it's easy to understand. Obviously, it's a different setup than I have, and a different life that I lead, but she puts out great content. But fold your clothes, man. I'm telling you, it'll help you mentally and manage your space a little better. So we'll continue on. We're heading to the grocery store. All right, so like most towns in America, small town grocery stores have been pushed out. Nothing different here in Bozeman. I hate going to a Walmart, but the just due to time and just needing a little bit of things, I will jump in here, grab some water, some last minute food items. Like I said, we're trying to keep the fridge light as we're going to be shutting the rig down for about 2 weeks, hopefully. Only 2 weeks while they make their repairs and swap frames on the box. So let's go in, grab some stuff. I don't know if you can tell by my awesome physique, but I am not a healthy eater. I am a meat and potatoes guy. I do like a good salad, but today I think we're just going to try to grab some steaks, some water, and maybe a couple bananas, and then get the heck out of here. All right, so not making great life choices, but I do like shrimp, and this was on sale and has the bone in it for the pup. We got pepperoni cubes, some salsa, and a couple bananas. We'll just go grab some water and get out of here. So the other thing we switched over to was using Purina One, the True Instinct. They're all made with the turkey, real salmon. They got one that has like bison. Reba seems to really enjoy it. I stay away from the ground and try to mix her Purina dry with the gravy. And the other thing I do that's real bougie is buy bottled water. My go-to is Core, but when Core is not available, I switch back to the Smart Water. It rides on the roof rack real well on the trailer, so it works out for me. And I don't drink from a water bottle, or I'm sorry, from a jug. And they go in the refrigerator and stay cold. All right, so we didn't complete that task as efficiently as I would have liked. The fridge is still full, but luckily it's stuff that has to be eaten rather quickly, and will be eaten over the next couple of days on the way back. Fits perfect right up there on the rack. That's why I like buying those small cases. They stack perfect, and I get about a half a case in the ice co in the back. The good news, I didn't have to go to the overflow fridge in the back of the Jeep, so we did better than normal. Still a pricey day because I bought Reba's dog food and splurged on some steaks. So with that being said, we're gonna push on, and then I think Reba's calling it and get rid of that box, but she's enjoying her son, and we're gonna push on. I'm just happy to be back under $4 for fuel. We got our Rota packs filled back up because, like I said, we ran the generator. Jeep's full. We got Semper Gumby pulling in over there. We're about ready to call it. What do you think, Reba girl? You ready to get out of here and get to a field? Maybe a lake? Let's do it.